don't know if you guys heard me. So, guys, our next speaker, I have so many things. It's so fun how God connects us all together, how God connects people that you can use in positive ways, whether that's you get to use, because guess what? They're going to be the wind in your sail when you honestly don't even want to let your sail out. How many of you ever been there where that's literally what their use in your life is? Their power, their excitement, they get to blow the wind and they're like, hey, no, let me unravel your sail because you're too scared to let that sail out. And how are you ever going to get where you want to go if you don't let your sail out? I feel like that's what so many of these people are. And for me, Larissa fills my cup as much as I hope I fill hers, because she's incredible. When I met Larissa and we started talking, one of the things I absolutely love about her, she's an advocate, guys, for children with special needs. And that's a special, special place in my heart, because honestly, I was on a track to be that mama. And even in that, my son's his roommate for most of the time, Cutter's roommate for most of the time of his life while he was in the NICU, was a special needs baby. And I watched the struggles of the families that I met in the NICU and the PICU go through a lot of struggles, a lot of holdbacks, a lot of not even just being themselves as moms because of it, and holding back because they don't feel like they're being heard, and then they feel like they have to do all this other stuff. And then I've watched them just start to blossom into these beautiful women. And I feel like that's what Larissa's doing. I feel like she's helping moms step into that. And we're both hospital moms. We had that connection, Scorpio, all the fun stuff. Like, it's just fun, right? Like, I mean, let's be real. It's a fun thing. And when she did my reading, I was just sitting there and I think we laughed and we chuckled most of it. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, so, well, since I already knew all this, that must mean this is where I'm at now. I'm in the stepping into stuff. But it was fun seeing it through her eyes and just having that connection with her. So, guys, take her up on what she's offering. Enjoy her freebie for everyone that's here, but join the VIP so that you can sit in with her and you can learn more with her and you can ask questions, because who doesn't have questions about this stuff? Our souls are scary. Let's just be honest. They're kind of scary when you come from a background of not believing in you, because now you're having this conflict about, I'm meant for this. I need to be this but I'm not worthy of that. And that's where she comes in. Guys, she's coming in rocking hot today, looking great as a single mama. Guys, this lady, first off, I do have to say, she's a powerhouse, because she said, no, I'm done with BS. Let me move away from everything I know to embrace what I want to be. So let's give it up for the one and only Larissa, your soul guide. She's going to take over the stage and she's going to help you own the 7 steps to just going to your soul's destiny. A path that may be scary, but it's probably going to be the most worthy trip you ever take. So Larissa, it is you.
Thank you, Dusty. I'm doing my sign language clap, like, woo! I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Dusty, and Dee and Olivia for setting this up. I'm so excited. Today I'm talking about the 7 steps to living your soul blueprint. So I just wanted to start this by saying, taking a step back and saying that during the pandemic, my whole life kind of fell apart. And I think that's true for a lot of people. I was like officially a single mom. I was a teacher. I had to work from home. I had 2 kids with special needs. My daughters both needed a lot, and it was overwhelming. And basically my whole everything just fell apart. My brain fell apart. My heart fell apart. I remember sitting on the sofa one day and looking at my mom and saying, I don't think I'm a person. Like, I just didn't even feel like a person. I felt like all of a sudden I was viewing a life. Like, I don't know, like, if that makes sense, but I felt like I wasn't participating in living. I was miserable, and I was looking at myself like, how did I get here? Why is this happening? Why do I feel like this? All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, so that's going to bring us to step 1 of If I can share this. There we go. All right. So this brings us to step one of the 7 steps to living your soul destiny. All right. So, like I said, all of these steps are things that I had to do for myself. And I'm really hoping that I can help other people, other women to understand you can take these steps too. You can completely change your life. I think, okay, let me just start with number one. Okay. I know I'm going to get into all the things. So, step number one is understanding and accepting who and where you are. So, like I said, I was sitting on that sofa and I turned to my mom and I was like, I want to be a person. Like, I just decided it. Like, this life sucks. I'm miserable. Everything is horrible. I feel horrible. And I want to be a person. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my experience. Okay, so that moment is just like I finally had to look around and see this is my life. And I think in this step, you have to really be objective. Like, don't put any blame on yourself and don't be mean about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just say, this is my life. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. These are the people around me. And how do you feel about it? How do you feel? What is it making you feel? I mean, as you're thinking about these right now, what do you think about the people around you, the life that you live, the career that you have, all these things, your money situation, your housing situation? I'm telling you, when I finally had this moment, I realized I hated everything about myself, everything. I hated my job. I hated the people I had relationships with. I hated where I lived. I hated my financial situation, all of it. I hated it. All right, but the key thing here is to really be compassionate in this step, okay? Like, like I said, don't beat yourself up. It is what it is. You're here. It is what it is. You did it. You made these choices. You created this life. You're here. Now, just acknowledge it, accept it, and that's the first step to changing your life. Just acknowledging and accepting who you are and where you are. All right, so now that you know where you are, you probably have no idea what you're gonna do next, what you wanna do next, who you are, what you're interested in. I had no idea. I was just kind of laying around like in shock, like, I can't believe this is my life, okay? So the first thing that was really, really important for me, so now you're gonna go within yourself to understand the calling of your soul. So I think one problem that we have is we're always looking out for things, right? You're like, how can I fix my life? What should I do next? And we're like talking to people and going online and Googling, like, how do you change or whatever, All of the answers you need are inside you. They're inside you. You can get everything you need. Only you know how you want to live, how you want to express yourself, who you want to be around. Only you have that information. Okay, the first thing that helped me was journaling and self-talk. So I don't know if you guys are like me, my brain runs extremely quickly, so I couldn't journal all the time, but self-talk. So when things come up, right, for me, it was like my triggers. So if I'm, walking in the day, someone says something or does something, I would get really mad. So I would kind of freeze and then just run it back in my head. Okay, what just happened? Why did I get upset? It's like you go through all the whys. Why did I get upset? Okay, but why did that make me upset? Where does this come from? How did this start for me? And that's like how you heal. That's shadow work right there. You're going really deep into understanding how your trauma has influenced how you live. And basically, I was just a big ball of trauma, just like mindlessly, like not seeing, just going through life and just accepting, like, yeah, this is fine. Okay, this is fine. And I wasn't happy, and I didn't even see my own unhappiness until my life fell apart. The next thing that really helped me was just connecting to like my spirit team. So just keep an open mind with this, if you are religious, you can, get deeper into religion. We all, like I said, have a soul, there's so much information inside of you. I used to write letters. So like I would write letters to myself and ask myself, like, why did this happen? Why did I choose this? Or why did I go through this? Or why am I still carrying this? Why can't I let this go? And I would also I would talk to my grandma. So my grandma has passed, and I would also write her letters like, hey, you watching over me? Can you like help me make a decision? So do in that part, just do whatever feels right to you. All right, inner child work. We all have in our heart a little inner child, okay? And I think all of us, I don't think anyone has escaped inner child trauma, okay? There's not one person in life. You can put it in the chat. Did you have an amazing upbringing? Did people listen to you and love you and hug you and like empower you every day, all day long? Did anyone have that experience? You can throw it in the chat. I definitely didn't. And our inner child, it's like a little piece of us that lives in our heart, and we see the world through that lens, through the lens of trauma, of pain, of abandonment. And we just keep on because we didn't know that we could like go back and heal ourselves, right? We've been, or I've been looking, at this, at that point, looking for someone else to help me, to heal me. Like, when is someone going to come and save me? When is someone going to come and fix my life and change what's going on? And I didn't know it was me. It was me all along. I just had to look inside of myself, like, okay, Larissa, you have some trauma you got to work through. So I guess it's time. So for inner child work, you can do your own research. There's so much information out there. Books, videos, speakers, go for it, have fun. The other thing I wanted to bring up was this book on the bottom, Linda Howe, The Akashic Records. I've gotten a lot of books and a lot of like websites. The Akashic Records is just an energetic space that holds all of you, just all of you, okay? Past, present, future. And going into the records, you can, if you're into that, I am totally, but you can find out a lot more about yourself and how you have, or why you've created the life that you've created, and how these things you've gone through, the trauma, the pain, the abandonment, is here to help you. All of these things are lessons and we're supposed to grow from them, but a lot of times we just get like smushed and hurt and we disappear, and we're not, that's not good. It's not helpful. It doesn't feel good. And the last thing I wrote in honorable mention, Christina Roche, if you want to work on your connection to the angels, when I first started this journey, I was on TikTok a lot. This is, like I said, back in the pandemic, 2020. And I remember I kept on seeing in all these videos, Metatron, Archangel Metatron. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, who is that? And then finally, I'm like, okay, I keep on hearing this. So let me just like Google. And it turns out he's like an archangel. And when I found her video, I was able to connect with him, and I still carry him every single day. Archangel Metatron, I think he's also known as like the messenger of God or the speaker of God, for, other people. But he's amazing. I mean, there are angels who are literally here to help us, to help heal us, to help work with our energy. And you can do that if that's what you're into. Okay, so that is number 2. Number 3 is finding inspiration. This is really important to me. So I hope, let me slow it down a little bit. You have to be really careful of the media that you're consuming, okay? Popular music runs at a certain, like hertz sound waves. It runs at a certain sound wave. And I think, I think Nick really knows about this. He's our music DJ artist in here. And it just runs at a certain sound wave that's made in our brains to keep us wrapped up in negativity and be over sexualized. And using our energy like that, it affects how we see our own lives and how we interact with the world around us. So be really careful about popular music. And the other thing is the news. Be really careful about how much and what news you're consuming, because same exact thing. They just want to keep you wrapped in negativity and fear. So I think, knowing what's going on in the world is important, but watching the news every single day, probably not going to be good. And I threw in 3 movies. I have like a whole thing about this. So if you follow me on YouTube, I have a whole thing. Okay, I'll just say this really quick and we'll move on. But fairy tales, right? Just keep an open mind on what a fairy tale means. Fairy tales are spirits. It's like their message to us that anything is possible, okay? So if you're looking at, like, these are 3 movies I just threw in. They were just ideas I had. But there's a lot of movies out there that remind us how strong we are, like how we are magical, we can make anything happen, and just go for your dreams. And no matter what stands in your way, you can make them happen. All right, so I have Pursuit of Happiness, Single Dad. I'm not going to talk about them. I'll just say them. You do your own research. Gangubai Kathiawadi. This is amazing. These are just 3 amazing movies. I threw it in Kanto just because I see it so much. I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, and then taking action. Okay, so now you've gotten through to who you are and where you are. You're getting through to like your inner self and your soul. You're filling yourself up with this positive media. You're getting your energy going, and now you can take action, right? At this point, all of your soul things will start coming up like, you know what? I really want to do this. I have this idea. So this step is called follow your dreams, follow those urges, whatever is coming up for you, just do it, please. Don't hold yourself back. You're here to make an impact. Your energy is here and it needs to be experienced. Okay, not even just by you. There are other people in the world who don't even know you right now, and they're waiting to know you. All right, so please follow your urges. Don't be scared. Don't look for excuses. You don't need a safety net to change. So here's my little side note story. When I realized my life was horrible, I started following different urges, and I just had the feeling I had to move. I was like, you know what? I don't think New York City is the place for me as a single mom. I can't afford this. I don't want to live here anymore. I don't like how I live. I'm not enjoying life. And I decided I would move. I started doing research and I moved. I moved as a single mom with two kids with special needs, with no savings, no job, and no housing lined up. And I still did it. I got our 3 plane tickets. And the third day I was here, oh no, the first day when I landed, I got my house. I was approved for the house. I mean, I'm renting. I don't own this house. Okay, thanks. But I was approved for housing. On the third day I was here, I locked down my job, and that's it. Life just kept right on going. So once, I'm just saying, you don't need a safety net. Nothing has to make sense. Just go with those urges. Let your life change. Let your life change. Just let it happen. Get out of your own way. You can do it. Anything is possible. And anyone who says, oh my God, don't do it. So many people said, don't move, Larissa. How could you do that? You're a single mom. Listen, don't listen to anyone who's filled with fear. Your life is your life. Only you know what's right for you. Okay, here we go. Now, once you make the change, it doesn't mean that your life is changed forever. Okay. So, like I said, personal experience. When your energy is going to fall back, things are going to happen. I think Dusty said this also. We're going to fall apart. We're going to have problems. We're going to get little things in the road. We're going to experience our trauma again. And we're going to have to heal and keep on healing forever. Okay. So we are not superhumans. It's just not going to be like, okay, I'm healed. Cool. I just changed my life. Awesome. No, you're still you. You still have to work through all of your things. All right. So we can't stay positive and optimistic all the time. It's just a fact. And that's okay. That's perfect. All right, at some point, you're going to feel like giving up. You're going to wonder if you did the right thing. You're going to wonder if you're being ridiculous, if this is stupid, like I should just go do what I was doing. When this happens, it's just time to get inspired again. Okay. Keep on filling yourself with that positive media. Okay. Look for, I really enjoy like autobiographical things, people who went through crazy lives and they still ended like with their chest up, like, yeah, I did this, because that's kind of like how I feel about myself. Like I said, I can put my chest up and say, yeah, I'm doing this. All right. Okay. So you're not a superhuman. You're going to fall apart, and that's totally perfect. That's part of the journey. All right. And remember, this is a lifelong journey. So it's not just like you're going to fall once. You're going to fall again and again and again. That's cool. That's fine. All right. So just know that understanding who you are and what you want from life is not the end of the journey. You're going to have to keep on re-experiencing yourself. You're going to, like, as you go through these things, you're going to learn more and more, like the depths that are in you and what you have stored and what wants to be healed and how you want to transform, how you want to live. And just know that there are no rules. You can just continue to change and change and change and change everything, always, all the time, or not. It's perfect. Just do it. All right. You're going to evolve forever. That's the point of life. You're going to evolve forever, and that's perfect. And finally, you can book a soul blueprint session with me. I have my website here, Soul Destiny. Okay, let me calm it down. I got too excited. SoulDestinyGuide.com. I give soul blueprint sessions. I'm going to stop sharing. I give soul blueprint sessions So I help people to transform their lives from misery to happiness. In my VIP session that I'll be doing next week on Thursday, it's a live Q&A session. So you get to kind of like taste the flavor of working with me. I will be giving channeled guidance. So if you feel kind of stuck where you are, if you feel unhappy with things that are unhappy with things that are in your life, you can bring your questions and I'll give you divine channel guidance. This is like my gift. I'm able to listen to people and hear where you need to go. I hear it. This is just who I am. And I think because I feel really, really deeply for my own life. Like, to be honest, I was really miserable and I know what it feels like to be miserable. And I had a lot of things going on. I was an advocate. I was a teacher. I was involved. I was doing things and I didn't even know I was completely miserable. So I just hope that other women, other moms will give themselves the space, the love they need. Just know that it comes from you and only you can change your life. And if you're upset at other people or other situations, putting energy in those things will never help you. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you, Dusty. And thank you again, Dee and Olivia, for this opportunity. And I'm so excited. Again, sign up for VIP. I think there's a VIP link. I see. Thank you, Rosalie, for throwing that in there. And I hope you guys show up for the VIP session.
What's your link again for your website?
It's souldestinyguide.com. I'll put it in the chat.
You are amazing, Larissa. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for what you're creating and just the authenticity about, I didn't know what I was doing or how I was really going to fully do it. I knew I needed more. I knew this, and it's scary, right? And so I'm so glad we talked about that today, because that's something I'm shifting into as you and I have talked. Like, we knew this was coming. We got to touch base again because I'm afraid I think I know what we're doing. And I feel like your little guide thing that you once showed me, like perfect areas to live, I feel like it's lining up towards the one place actually. And I was like avoiding it. I think when she showed me, I was like, yeah. But I feel like that's where we're going. So guys, check her out. She's super fun. Her love, her support, and that realness of just, you know what? You're going to fall. You're human. You're going to struggle. You're human. We're souls doing human life, living human. It does not matter what your belief is. Like, you're human no matter what. So step into what is yours and embrace it. And so, yeah, guys, join the VIP. It's fire. We're only halfway through this, and just look at all the people we've had. Look at the amazingness. And first off, can I just say, like, guys, we've had a whole herd of people here all day staying here. I want to cry. I was just taking a picture a minute ago of the amount of people down at the bottom of the screen. Here we are. Like I said, we're like 2 hours